Alright. Got some tunes going. What do you think of that? Now, it looks like I've just woken up. It's because I have. But that's okay. So welcome to the stream. Today we're doing a software development one at the start, and then I might play either Fortnite or Sea of Thieves later on. Just going to ease into this. It's going to be a good day. And for everyone who comes up, thanks for showing up. So, should probably close that. Alright, fantastic. So, liking the tunes. Pretty groovy. So, we're going to continue developing the game. I'm going to get my software area set up. We're probably up to a lot of level design at the moment. So, a lot of the core mechanics, at least in the basic form and prototype form, have been done. They've been completed. There might be a few bugs still in there, or a lacking of a few features, but nonetheless, it's mostly there. So, that's good. I'm really happy with that. So we're just loading this up. Cool, that's up. Let it do its thing. If you are in chat, say hi. You don't have to talk, that's fine. But I'd love to say hi to you. I'd like to say thanks for being in here for me, supporting me, doing my thing. And this should just be about it, and we're right to go. So I'm going to swap over to our previous transition, which will be this one. And a little bit of magic here and go boom. Alright, here we are. So we've got Unity here. I'm thinking though, we probably want to have Unity. What happens if I do this? Unity Visual Studio. Screen flips off. So if the Visual Studio load? I don't think it did. There we go. That's always handy. I wish I could kind of have these both running at the same time. Just not enough display. So we're going to have to go screen. I think screen is the easiest way, because otherwise I forget. I'm going to turn the screen off. Off. Screen on. Transition. Cool. Alright. Here's our project. Let's do a little... I always like to run the project to make sure whatever I did last time still works and kind of reminds you where I was up to. So we've got our coin spinning, which is good. I don't like how high he is on that actually, so we might need to fix that. Can't double jump. Oop. Cool. We've got coin numbers getting collected there, and that should restart our level. So that's good. That's really good. So I might fix our little character a little bit, make him go a little bit lower. He's probably sitting up that high because graphics, prefab, load him up. Yeah, that's because of this. Could be that collision. That collider there. Is that Spike Feet's collider? Yeah, it is. We don't need that so over the top anymore, because we detected that it was because of the reason we had that so large at the start is because I thought the colliders weren't connecting, but it wasn't that, it was something else. So let's make that a bit smaller. So that should still work. So now he's a bit more. Oop, I'm moving. I can't position the camera down. That sucks. What's the point of the zoom if I can't? But we can see he's there on the ground, so that's good. Yep, that's good. So now he's running. Jump, little man. Alright. So we've got a few things that I've got in mind for today. Because we've got our coins sort of working now. A few things that we need to do still is level design, so actually making our final level 1. And this game's going to have a lot of different levels in it, so we need to keep that in mind as well. Get out of this view, this is confusing me. Go back here. Alright, so currently that's our current level. That's pretty easy. That could actually be good for a tutorial level. Teaches you how to collect things like that. This coin here is a difficult one to get. In fact, you can't get it, it's impossible. So I do need to adjust that. The other thing I need to do is add some UI elements to it. So user interface elements to it. So we need to do that as well. I think, oh, we also need a menu screen to get in there. So what are we going to do? I think we kind of have a level already here. The thing we don't have is the UI, so let's start doing some UI stuff. So I was sort of looking around. We'll do a basic UI element, and then we'll put some graphics into it later. So that being said, let's do it. So things that we need to have is, how do we want this to look? Well, this button can't be there. That's got to go. We need to have maybe our coin counter up here. And I'm thinking maybe a time-based thing here. That's about it. We don't want to over-saturate the screen either. So what I would like to do is see if I can get that coin, to the graphic of that coin, to show up on the UI. So let's go canvas, get this there, and zoom in the tab. So we have a prefab of a coin here. Can I just drop that in? I really don't see why I... Oh, there it is. Well, is that the coin there? The size of it's 0.1.1, so that might be why we can't even see it. What if we go 1, 1? Oops. Let's go 20, 20. Oh, this could be good. Put that there. So when we run that, we don't see it at all. Bugger. Kind of hoping that would have shown. Is that due to its layering, maybe? One of that still follows the same layering rule. Is there a layer here? Sprite renderer. Sorting layer. Draw mode. Alright, let's just make this 100. That's the prefab though, so this, we've got to be careful with this. I'm going to put that back to 1. I shouldn't have done that. We don't want to adjust that. Actually, that wouldn't have been the prefab, would it? If I go here, prefab's still good. Yeah, good. So we're doing our own version of that, which is good. So why doesn't that show? It shows there, but doesn't show when we've got the game running. Which is a shame. I wonder if it's actually... I think I might know why. Let's get that out. It actually might be due to our... We've got our canvas there. Yeah, I don't think that's getting rendered to our UI. That might be why. So I do need to remove that. I've done it wrong. This is our canvas, so we need to create in our canvas a UI element that will support that. So we've got text, image, raw image, button, toggler, text mesh pro, event system, image. Yeah, we might not be able to put sprites in our UI. Let's have a look. Unity, 2D, sprite in UI. Sprites on top of UI. Yeah. Probably not really the way to go. Maybe we just need a static image there. Would have been nice to have something animating. And I could probably still do that, but it's all about the anchoring and making sure it works on as many devices as possible. So I really just don't think it's going to be a good idea. Let's get this minus 20. Trying to see through my microphone here. 20? Nope, minus 20. Alright. We've got an image. See, you actually, a source image can be a sprite. Gee, I wonder if we could put that in there. Nah, that's a prefab. But yeah. I'd say no. Okay, cool. Let's put our coin in there. Let's get this done. Cool. At least we've got a coin there. That's nice. Maybe we could add an animation on there. That would be cool. And yeah, is it animation? Yep. This might work. Select. Coin spin. Wonder if that will work. Nah. Doesn't look like it. So animation and animations there. Size. What's our prefab look like when we do this? So we have an animator, not an animation. Rightio. That was dumb. So go to our image. Let's get rid of our animation and add our animator. And then we want a controller. Our controller was A1, I think. And our avatar, I don't think we had an avatar set. Let's see what that does. I felt close. Might have got it slightly wrong. So here we have normal, update mode, that is the first one there, and then we have A1 and material sprite default. So do I need to put a sprite renderer on there? I don't know if I'm just doing exactly what I just did before though, that's the problem. So if I go image, our source image is now material. Yeah, if it's not working now, I don't think it's gonna work. That's a shame. I'm sure there's a way to do it, I just don't know how to do it at the moment. I'm happy with the coin just sitting there. So to not complicate things, we're going to remove component. Get our script there. Cool. I wonder if we could put the number in here then. That'd be cool. So we want to put a text in there. What we want to do is probably align ourselves in the middle as much as possible, which I think we are doing. Good. And we want the thing to be 50 by 50. That looks like it's centered there. Cool. I'd like it to center and center. I'd also like to put 0 in there just to get our... Hey, that looks cool. Obviously need to increase the size a tad. I'd also make it bold. Best fit. What's best fit do? Oh, look at that. Fantastic. So, now we've done that, coin text should be able to get rid of this coin text. See you later. Rename and we'll call that one our coin text. Okay. Now we're going to attach that to our coin text code. So I think it's in global code. Nope. Actually, we might have been doing that inside code. So I might not even have to do anything. Coin text, there we go. I was doing it this way. Nope. Let's have a look at this. Okay, I did that by accident. 1 second. That text is being set specifically via this spike controller here. And what we're doing there though is, now I think if I go Shift Alt Enter, there we go, full screen's our code. So I just want this to do this. Get rid of the extra text, so it should just show us numbers now. Yay! That's what we're going to do, we're going to get that spike moving too. Cool. Alright, so that was good. I'm going to hide our debug code so we have that going away. So do that. Will that cause any errors to come up? Shouldn't. No. think we want this to be a trigger only for our coins. I hope that doesn't break. Because when we're jumping on the coins, we're slightly hitting that collider and then we're stopping. So that should be easily fixed by making our collider a trigger only. Just might make it run a bit smoother. Collider, here we are. Is trigger. If I run that, does it still work? No. So if I go okay, you call it on trigger. Alright, so the idea is the message is sent to the trigger collider if the ridge body, if any that the trigger collider belongs to, and a ridge body of the collider if there is no ridge body that touches the trigger. So that should, yeah, that's so rather than using on collision enter for coins. Alright, yeah, so we're basically trying to make sure that when we hit a coin, we don't kind of stop for a millisecond. It kind of looks like we're hitting a wall before it disappears and then continuing. So if we go void on trigger enter 2D, we're just going to take this guy. Do that. So cool. Okay. Now, because it's a collider, yeah, I reckon that should work. So we should hopefully get like that. There was a slight pause every time we hit a coin, so I want to try and get rid of that. Yeah, that's not working at all. It's just stopping us there. Did I change that back to a not on trigger? Probably did. Yeah, there we go. So now it's not going to actually be a wall as such. So you saw how it was actually stopping us. Hey, that's better. Exactly, and we should still hit that. That's good. So we have our UI working as a basic. I'm going to get rid of that exit demo. So just cleaning up the UI a tad. First we're going to call it the exit button so I know what it actually is. And we're going to hide that. Alright, so we have that working. I wanted to make my little wheel blade move left to right. That's what I wanted to do before. So let's have fun with that. I've got a few ideas using possible lerp and all that kind of stuff like that. So what we're going to do first is create a new piece of code. So can I make this a bit more... Yeah, there we go. So we've got animation toggle. That's defunct, I think. That's been superseded, if I'm correct. Don't think I'm using that anymore. Let's delete that. I'm pretty sure we're not using that anymore. God, this is scary. I really hope I didn't just completely destroy something then. Yep, that's still good. Yeah, that was an old piece of code, so it's gone. So we've got our ground detect code, we've got our exit code, and we've got our camera controller code. That's all good. So let's now create... Now this is going to be a generic because I want other things to use this. So we're going to create a generic type, moving type thing. So let's call this... What do you call it? It's sliding. Let's just call it slider. I can't think of a better word for it at the moment. We can change that. Okay, so let's open that up. So the first thing we need to do is grab a object from the scene that we can use in this slider. Now, could we just grab a whole bunch and then make them all move at the same time? That could be handy. Or will we just attach this script to every object that's going to do that? Could that be expensive? Are we using it that much? The payoff, let's just do one object at a time, and then we may translate that to a group of objects that come into this code, and then it moves all those groups. But right now we're just going to focus on an individual object. So let's get I think we only really need the transform of the object. So public transform, and we're going to call this object to slide. Alright, so save that, go back to our code. We're going to drop that into our prefab. Oh, well, okay, no. We're not going to put it in a prefab because we may not want that spike. We don't want all our spikes here. We want the individual ones that we choose. So we don't want to adjust the prefab of our actual wheel blade, because that's what we're going to get moving. We're actually going to go back to scene. How do I get back? Oh, there we go. Okay. So we just want to move. We don't want to move all these wheel blades. I keep calling them spikes because they've got spikes on them. We want to just move that one. So we're going to drag and drop our new bit of code. Actually, sorry, global code. Let's put it there so we don't have to go looking for it. So we're going to go here. We're going to go. Did I hit that? Yes, I did. Global code. Move our slider in there. Okay, now we can do our object to slide. So we'll go into our scene and find that one. So it's there. Drag and drop. Now we've got the transform of that slider. So now we can adjust that, and that will adjust that wheel blade. So to prove that, let's go. So we've got the initial. Do we have the initial transform position? Probably not. So let's go vector 2 because we're using 2D. Vector 2, and we'll call this start. Vector 2 start. Vector 2 start position. I'll just be right back. Alright, got that all running. Alright, so we've got a start position, so we can basically lock in that start position so that we don't have to, well, it's got to come back to its start position, right? So we need that. So let's go start position. So we're going to put that in our start code dot equals, I just hit the insert key, didn't I? Yep. Mind me, there we go. Is object to slide dot transform dot position. So it's going to give us a 2D. That's still going to work? Yeah, cool. So we're just locking in our start position there. So called start position of object. Alright, so we're just recording that. It's going to get put into there. Now, once we've got our start position, we actually do need a end position. So, but we need to get that from the user because we need to sort of be able to scale that back and forth. So we're going to make that a public, but we don't need. We're not going to be doing like a wide type position one. So we just need to get a public float because it needs to be precise, this one. So public float end x position. Okay, and what we'll do is just for messing around sakes, we should be able to go end x. This is just on the start when the game. Oh, that's when the game starts, isn't it? It's not going to update the UI, the editor. So no, we're going to leave that. Okay, so let's save that to see what it looks like inside our code. So we go global code. All right, cool. So we've got an end position there. So right now, if we go here, our position x is 5. Let's just for ease of sake, we're going to make that clean 5. And we want it to move that way. So that's going to go down. So let's make it go to... What's 0 look like? 0 is going to hit that wall. So let's make it 1. Actually, I want to make it 0.5. That's good. 0.5 will get us there. Alright, so let's make that a clean 5 again. Yep, alright. So we want it to slide that distance. Alright, so that will be our test scenario. So, how are we going to do that? Well, we want to get it done. We don't want it to go the speed of the frames because it's going to go way too fast. We want to control the speed of how much it moves. Now, there's a few things that I know I can use. There's lerp. And I believe you need to do like so transform.lerp. Transform dot. I know it's like, can't remember how you, is it math dot lerp. There we go. So linearly interpolates between A and by B. So by type. So that returns a float when it does that. So you've got A and B. So let's just fill this out just so we can sort of have a go at it. So the start value will be our start position. So start position dot x, because we're using a vector 2 up there. Then our final position will be our end x position, and that's just a float, so that's good. And time are the interval value between the two floats. Don't know what that's going to do, so let's just put a number in there, 2. Okay, so what that's going to do is return a a float value. So I need to then get our object to slide dot transform dot, and we want to make we want to update the X position of that transform. So I think I need to actually go transform dot position, set position and rotation. Ooh. Sets the world space position and rotation of the transform component. And then we're going to go new vector. Can I put a vector 2 in there? And then we want to just get the current rotation of the object. So object to slide. Oops, that's not liking that. Get out of the way. 0, 0. Then comma. Okay. What's going on? Is it not going to allow me to do vector 2? Oh, whoops! I've jumped the gun there a bit. There we go. Object to slide dot rotation. So we're not going to move our rotation. We're just going to leave that. So now that we've got that, we want to make our transform of object to slide dot position dot y. So we don't want to adjust our y position, and we want to get our new lerp. So we want to get this. All right. New vector 2. Okay, so we've done it. I'm just gonna scale this out a bit so we can see what's happened. So I was actually just coding that, so I needed to just think to myself for a bit there. So let's make that make more sense. I'll explain what I've done. Alright, so what I've basically done here is... Alright, so I don't know if this is going to work, but I'll explain what I've tried to do here. So we've grabbed our object to slide, and we're going to set its position and rotation to this. So right now we're only moving it in the X position. So what I've done is I've done a map lerp here, which should possibly change the position each frame. So we should be getting back a value that's been calculated here, and to make sense, should be something like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, and that's going to get pumped into the X position. And then all we've done here is reset the Y position to what it currently is, because we're not moving it up or down, and we've set the rotation to what it currently is, because we're not rotating or changing that in this particular code. So if we save that, this might not work at all, but we'll find out. Let's go to our selected wheel blade. No, go to our code. Did we set that in? No, we didn't. So we need to set that to 0.5. And let's run that one. I don't know what this is going to do. This is going to be interesting. Well, it went somewhere. I don't know where it went, but it went somewhere. So let's run that again. Oops. I need to turn off the automatic full screen thing. So game. Well, there it is. Oh, we moved that one. Wait a minute. You moved over there. That could have actually worked. That was really fast though. So we need to work out a bit better what this actual lerp code is doing. So if I go to lerp, and actually how to use it properly. I just took a guess, because I like to just do that and muck around with things. Sometimes you need to push in the right direction. Alright, color.lerp, maths.lerp, here we go. Oh, you can do a vector lerp as well. Oh, sorry, I just hit the sorry, I just hit the microphone. I'm just going to move that back. There we go. Alright, so float between two values. When t equals 0 returns A. When t equals 1 returns B. When t equals 0.5 returns the midpoint of A and B. So what I need to do is transform dot precision equals vector 3 maths lerp. So we've kind of done that already. But we need to set t outside of our loop and then increment on it. So when t is greater than 1, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so that's kind of cool, and we can probably simulate that by going back in here, and we're going to hard code our t value. So public float, and we'll call it t so we know what we're talking about. And then, so where do we set t in our map? Yeah, so that's the midpoint between, so I did that totally wrong. So we need to make that equal t. And t is going to be the midpoint if we make it 0.5 between that and that. So t will currently equal 0. And when I adjust t manually in the editor, it should move it between. It should move that object. So let's have a look. Feeling a little bit more confident about this. Run that. Alright, so now it's in the right spot. If I go into our code and do this, oh, yay! As that increases, it goes out to there. And as that goes to there, it goes. Alright, that's cool. So, if I was to go 2.5, that's that. Oh, is it minus 2.5? No. Hey, no, that's alright. Minus 2.5. No. 0. So, oh, that's right. 0.5 should make it go to the halfway point. I think. So that's considered the midpoint between 5 and... Okay. Nonetheless, that's kind of cool. So we want to do a bit of mucking around here. Then so we can have a counter. So we'll go private float counter. And what we're going to do is on update, we're going to update our counter. Or, yeah, we're going to do, can we just, I'm trying to think, could we just use the, so you have this function here called time.delta time. And that's basically, it will be the running, what is it? It says it's the running time of the game, I think. The time in seconds it took to complete the last frame. Okay, so, we can use that as a bit of a timer. That's what gets used a lot in this code. So we can increment our counter So counter equals that divided by, let's say, 2. And then is that just going to slow it down though? It probably is. Why do we go 200? So that's going to go 0 to 1. So if I go, so let's make that T. What's that do? Give that a go. We'll only run once, but let's have a look. And of course that had to be... So that's already equaling 8. But see how it's... Wow, I don't know what that's doing. Oh, I know what that's doing, sorry. We meant to go T equals plus equals. Not what the frame is, that's just going to tell us the frame. So let's run that again. That's yep, look, that's slowly moving. 3, 4. That's cool. Yeah, it's slowly going out. That's what we were basically aiming for. So we can increase that speed now by just increasing this. So let's make it now, let's make it 80. So even 80 is still pretty slow, but at least it's faster. So we can actually increase that by a fair bit. But that's the amount of precision we have with this now. So if I go 20, oops. There we go. And we're getting our desired effects. Now the idea is we don't want T to get greater than 0.5. Because when it hits actually, let's watch that again. If I go here and set this to, whoop, let's watch what actually our wheel blade does at that point in time. So wheel blade is doing that. It's going 3, 2.5, 1.5, 1.0. And 0.5 is that end spot. So what we want to do is we want to say can we put a while in there? While T is so T's incrementing. So while T is less than or equal to 1. Is that right? 1? I think it is. So while it's less than or equal to 1, we can do this. Because T is our time here, and this works from 0 to... Oh, it actually works from... What's our reference say? So our reference says... The parameter T is clamped with a range 0 to 1. So 0 returns A and 1 returns B. So, and A and B are defined by our lerp x start position and our position, x position there. So that's what that is. So it's clamped at that. So t equaling 0.05 returns the midpoint of A and B. So that starts off at 0. And we'll, yeah. So we're saying t equals that plus that. I think that's right, yeah. Sorry, maths and streaming and all that hurts my head, but that's okay. So we should get this. No. So what happened? That equaled 1. So I go 0. It did not like that. I think because it was already in a loop, isn't it? So let me just. Yeah, I shouldn't put that. I should put that in an if statement. If t is less than 1, do that. I think the while loop, that might have totally messed things up. There we go. So this is about to equal 0.5. I don't know why I think that's the midway point. Maybe that is 0.5 over here is the midway point. Must have just totally got that wrong. So let's do this. If I go to my wheel blade and I move that to 0.5. See, 0.5 there is there. But when I put that into my ground code, it doesn't seem to be the case. Start position, which is a vector 2, equals transform dot position dot x. Let's just make that a float. Start position x. I might have been grabbing a different value than I should have. What are you doing? There we go. Let's see what that does. Because maybe that position was moving as a moving target or something. I don't know. Hey! Oh no. Still going. For some reason it thinks 0.5. If I go to my wheel blade, it's going to minus. Whoa. Isn't that odd? Alright, well, I need to do a couple of things, so I'm going to stop the stream here. And we'll get back to this though. But yeah, that was fun. So anyone who was watching, thanks for coming along. I will be jumping back on shortly at some point to start streaming some gameplay, but I thought I'd do a little bit of a coding stream. Been meaning to do that. So appreciate everyone coming along, etc, etc. So yeah, it was fun, and we'll get this game done. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye guys.